Everyone, if you've ever struggled with what to draw or drawing from the imagination, then this activity is perfect for you. I got some tea and steeped it and then took the tea bags and basically squeezed them out onto the paper, okay? And I let it dry. And on this one I opened it because I wanted to see, what kind of marks that would make. This is watercolor paper. This is Strathmore watercolor paper. But once I let this dry, I decided that I want to look at the shapes that are on here and draw. See what I can draw on them. So that's what I'm going to do today. If you've watched my videos before, I do have some coffee artwork that I've done with coffee, of artwork that I've done with food coloring. And so you can just use any old materials from home to create art, basically just from household items. So that's what we're doing today. But I also feel like this is a great activity for anyone who doesn't know what to draw or feels like the blank page is, almost like an art block for them. So we're going to look at these and we're going to draw based on what we see. Now, I definitely see a face in this one. So I'm going to switch the camera around and then we're going to get drawing. This is the first drawing. I am just using a charcoal pencil with it, but you can turn this around in different ways to see what kind of shapes or images you see. But when I look at this one, I definitely see a woman's face. And again, this is just a quick activity for you to practice your artwork. And again, it's not about perfection as much as it is about overcoming art blocks and seeing what you can create in the drawings. And so that's what I'm doing here. In the, I guess, you're overcoming fear of a blank page, and tea bags, coffee, food coloring, all of it works extremely well because you have to sort of look within, I guess, the marks or the spots left by the tea bag and sort of create from that. And I'm just definitely seeing a lady emerge. And I feel like this is her hair. And maybe she has a crown on. And so I'm just going to do this. This is just a fun way to get out of your own head and not worry about what am I going to draw. Instead, you're basically making some marks and seeing what's in that, what's left over from the tea. The other thing you can do here, now that I've sort of got this going, the other thing I can do is add color to it. I can add gold, I can add white, and I can make this work however I want. I think I'm going to add a little gold to it because I just feel like maybe up here I can add some gold. I don't want to go too crazy because I kind of just like pulling the image out of the marks made from the tea bag. And to keep it simple, I'm just using this Glitterific Folk Art Gold. It's supposed to be paint, but it's really, in my opinion, glue. But it's called Glitterific Acrylic Paint. But all it is gold sparkles. And I think what I'm going to do, and maybe it's because I've been watching the news with the Louvre robbery. I don't know. This woman looks like a queen or something, a princess to me. So I'm just putting some marks on here to create her crown. And I could probably use some acrylic paint on this, but again, I want to focus on creating based on the images that I see in the tea bag, and I don't want to add too much to it other than maybe accessories like jewelry for this lady. So if you have glitter, you can add glitter. This is a great activity, for anyone if you're new or if you've been doing art for a long time. I love the way that looks and I love the way it turned out. I wonder if I added a little shading to her. I don't want to go too crazy. Really love how this turned out. And oops, I don't know what she's looking at, but I think I'm going to draw some lines down here. Just looking at something. But I love the way this turned out. And again, it's a great activity to sort of just get your imagination going and not have to worry about a blank page, but also keeping it minimalist if you can. I don't want to add too many details. So let's work on the next one. You can turn it around and see what you can see in this drawing. Now this is kind of weird. I only usually draw a lot of faces and flowers and stuff, but for whatever reason, I think I feel like I see a bear or a mouse or some kind of creature. So I'm just holding this here, and this is his little foot. And this is his little face with maybe his nose here, and he's looking up. And again, this is not my area of expertise, so I'm going to actually give him some ears. He's some kind of creature. I'm going to give him some eyes. I think he's kind of cute. And maybe I'll add like something like this. So maybe he has whiskers. And his other little, he's like reaching out. Okay, so I have my little guy. My iPad died on me. Maybe he's a mouse. I really don't know, but he's kind of cute. And so I'm just sort of tapping some fur on his stomach, and I'm not really giving him paws. This one looks like it's sort of like that. And maybe we'll give this guy a little tail. I'm not sure what kind of creature he is. Maybe he's getting a snack. I have no idea. Let's just see. I kind of want to make him happy. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll add a little, maybe he needs a little white on his tummy. I'm going to add this to his stomach, and it's like another different kind of, I'm obsessed with this. I have a whole bunch of different folk art glitterific. This one is just clear hologram, clear hologram sparkles. I'm just grabbing some on my paintbrush, and I just want to cuten this guy up, so I'm adding it to his stomach. Let's just make him kind of cute. Maybe add to his little cheek there. And when this dries, it will be super sparkly. The goal really is just to practice your drawings and see what you can create from your imagination. But I just wanted to create something kind of cute. I didn't want him to look like not cute. So I added a little sparkle to his stomach. And I really enjoy the way he looks. So we've got these two here that I think look really fun. And now I've got this final one. I took the tea bag off of it and all the little crumbs from it. The other thing I wanted to say is I kept some tea in my cup. So if you even wanted to, you can grab a paintbrush and dip it in there. And, you know, you can actually save it or paint with it. I will include in the description the coffee painting I did. I guess I'm going to make a face again. I always try to get out of doing the face, but now that I added this, it looks like a face, so I'm going to keep going. But you can see I could actually just paint with it. You don't necessarily have to draw with it. You can paint with it as well. I'm going to try to add some cheek color. Maybe some lip. Whoops, uh-oh. Maybe this will be her lips. I don't know, there. And part of this is that you have to let go of control, right? This activity requires you to suspend sort of reality, but also let go of control because you kind of don't have it when you're doing this activity. I kind of like her. We'll see what happens. I'm going to draw some eyes. I think the tough part here is allowing this to sink in while I draw the eyes. Okay, so maybe I'll try to put her eyes up here. Her nose is kind of going to be here. And maybe one eye here. I'm doing this at an angle, so it makes it a little bit difficult, but I'll just do little eyes. Giving her some fancy eyelashes there. Get her some eyebrows. I do like this charcoal. This is a Derwent medium charcoal pencil. I've had it for a long time, but it works really well on this paper. Okay. I'm just going to leave her nose like that. I know that I'm kind of, will I mess up her mouth a little bit? Oh no, doesn't look too bad. And you can tell the water has kind of made this pencil dark, which I kind of like, but you can... She looks interesting. Well, I don't know if I should do anything with the nose. I think I might leave it. One thing I can do when this dries is add a little bit of white to the eyes. To add the whites of the eye, I'm just using some acrylic paint pens that I have. This is an acrylic paint pen, and I just kind of wanted to make this stand out a bit. So I'm just kind of, I don't want to do too much, but I'm just kind of tapping it in there. And I don't want to get the charcoal on this marker because it'll be hard to get off, but I kind of like the way put a little white on her nose there to try to lighten it up. And remember, you can add more of the tea to it. I would actually probably add some on the bottom lip as well, but it's not quite dry yet. I kind of like the way this looks. This was fun. Now I could also do it on that little mouse because he looks like maybe he needs a little extra work there. Okay, probably add it to the mouse and his little eye there and maybe his little ear. Maybe I want him to be happy, and maybe some here around his belly. And you can just do whatever you want with this. You can make this as fun as you want, add as many details, and you can add more art supplies. I got to make this guy smile so he's like happy. There, he looks so happy. Okay, so we've got the 3 drawings and all based on the tea bags, and it's a great activity, especially if you get blocked easily and you don't like staring at a blank page. You don't necessarily have to use tea. You can use coffee, you can use food coloring. The tea bag is fun just because you can squeeze it and just put it on the paper and wait for it to dry and see what happens. But you could also just drip coffee or food coloring drops and see what shows up. I'm going to be doing more of this type of art so you can see what I mean. It's super fun and relaxing. I hope this helped you, and I hope it gave you some ideas on some easy and simple ways to break through any artist block or staring at a blank page and creating from your imagination. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comments section. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy sketching.